All right, y'all, welcome back. This video is long overdue. As always, I'm Carolyn Hefner, mom of 4, business owner, ads expert. Been running ads in the medical weight loss, med spa, wellness space for the last 6 years. I've been running ads in general for the last 12 years. And because I say that I'm a mom, because I like to leave these videos pretty raw, let them run and not make too many edits. And that's why you'll probably hear some yelling and screaming in the background because, as some of you may well know, I already shared this, but I homeschool my kids, so they are home and with the sitter right now. So I am doing this video today, how to turn off Advantage Plus audiences in Facebook ads, because I have seen this over and over again with coaching clients that have been running ads for years, that I have consulted with and coached with, that are struggling with audiences because of all of the Meta AI changes. Now, let me preface this by saying Meta wants you to use their AI, okay? They want you to use it, but it's not been established. How do I say this? It has not been proven to work all the time. I have a current client who ran ads before us, who ran open Advantage Plus audiences to her ads, and it brought in 2,000 bots, okay? This can be the result of running Advantage Plus campaigns, okay, and letting Meta's AI basically take over and do what it's going to do. So I want to show you how to turn off all these settings because it can be really annoying to navigate in the ads manager. And I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions because, again, I don't want you wasting time and I don't want you wasting money on audiences that are never going to convert. And also, if you're like a med spa, if you're a wellness practice and you're running your own ads and you have Advantage Plus turned on, you could potentially be reaching, let's say you're in Tampa, Florida. You could potentially be reaching people in Maryland who are like, I would never travel to you. Why am I seeing these ads? It's because of the Advantage Plus. You don't want that, especially if you're targeting a cold audience or if you're looking to retarget your warm audience and you have certain settings checked on the ad itself or on the ads on the ad set itself, you could potentially reach outside that warm audience, and the people that weren't intended to see that ad end up seeing it, okay? So let's say, for example, you really just want to reach your warm followers with an ad for a comeback discount or something like that. Like, hey, get 20% off when you book now and you come back to XYZ spa. If you reach people outside your target audience and you only want it for return patients, that can affect, obviously, how your ads run, how your audience sees your ads, all of that. So let's go through it step by step. I'm going to show you on this old account that I have. This is just an extra ad account. I think this actually might be my personal account. And if you're new to running ads, you should know that Facebook gives you a business account and a personal account. First, they'll give you a personal account. You have to set up a business account in your business portfolio, and you can do that in your ads settings, in your business settings. That's not a video for today. I can show you guys how to do that if that's something you want to learn how to do. But you're going to go to adsmanager.facebook.com and then over to your left-hand side. Typically, this will bring you to the account overview. You want to go to campaigns, okay, because this is where you're going to set up a campaign. I'm going to hit create ad. Now let's say I want to run an engagement ad. So I want to run an ad to a Messenger, right? Like Messenger or Instagram messages to get people messaging me to book their service, right? So let's hit continue. Now, this is your first test for AI, okay? Basically, Facebook's going to say, or Meta, whatever you want to call it, choose a campaign setup. Meta can tailor your messages campaign to you using AI, or you can set it up manually. Now, they want you, again, to use their AI. They're going to dissuade you in every way and make it seem negative to not use their AI. But this is why it takes someone that's been in this for a very long time to show you how to get around these things. So you're going to click manual engagement campaign and hit continue. Now it's going to open up to this screen. You are at the campaign level. There are 3 levels to creating an ad inside Ads Manager. There's the campaign level, the ad set level, and the ad level. At the campaign level, you're just going to do some simple things. You're going to name your campaign. So let's say messages campaign for XYZ med spa. Okay? This you're going to leave alone. Your campaign objective is engagement. Your budget, now you can set your budget at the campaign level. So this will say, okay, this is going to spend an average of $25 a day. The maximum you'll spend is $43, and your maximum like per day, and your maximum weekly is $175, okay? If you want to go lower than that, go lower. If you want to go higher, higher. For a messaging campaign, I would say $25 a day is kind of where you want to be at, but you can lower it to 15 or 20, depending on how many ads you have and how many audiences you're trying to target. Let's say I'm trying to run an ad for $20 a day, and I want to set the budget at the campaign level. You can also set it at the ad set level. I actually prefer to set it at the ad set level, and that's how you edit it here. So campaign budget automatically distributes your budget to the best opportunities across your campaign. This is Advantage Plus, so this is their AI. I do not prefer using this, okay? I'm going to choose ad set budget. Ad set budget set different bid strategies or budget schedules for each ad set. That means for each audience, you're going to spend a specific budget, okay? So that means that if you're running ads to 2 audiences and you want to spend a maximum of $20 a day, you want to set a budget of $10 for each ad set, okay? Not $20 a day for each ad set, because that means you'll be spending $40 a day, okay? Now, this is another AI thing. Share some of your budget with other ad sets. We'll share up to 20% of your budget with other ad sets within this campaign when it's likely to improve the performance. Whenever you see when it's likely to improve the performance, you know that they're talking about AI. And you can even click this and open it, and it'll tell you basically like what they're talking about. What does this mean? And all of this is like clickable, essentially. Of course, this is going to take a minute to load. So I uncheck this because I do not want it to share the budget. I want it to do the budget that I say. Okay? Yeah, so this is basically how it breaks down how the budget sharing is calculated. And you can take a look at that and let it, tell you what it is going to tell you. Okay, so another thing too, if you want to include this, you don't have to, but if you have a special category, if you're running ads for employment, housing, politics, financial products or services, none of my clients do that, so I never keep any of those checks. That's special ad categories. Basically, it just means your ads will have more restrictions on them, especially if you're running like real estate ads or something like that. Okay, now we're going to go to the ad set level. Now, the ad set level is where we pick our audiences and we're going to set our budget. Okay. Now let's say, again, I'm going to just use my own for right now. Let's say that we are going to run an ad for XYZ Med Spa, right? So XYZ Med Spa, and let's say they're in Tampa. So Tampa, Florida audience, okay? This is the one ad set that I'm going to run. And I want people to message me. Let's pretend this is a med spa. It's just my stuff right now. And I want to, this is the performance goal, okay? How you measure success for your ads. This is the action you want someone to take, okay? So maximize the number of conversations, because that's what I want people to do, right? If I were choosing a different location, right? So if I wanted people to call my business instead of message my business, right? It would be a different performance goal. If I wanted someone to go to my website, I would maximize for the number of conversions, and that you have to have like a pixel set up and everything, okay? I really do love messaging ads because I feel like they are so simple and they're such an easy way to start conversations with a warm audience or with people that are going to take action on your ads. Okay, so let's scroll down here. Again, maximize number of conversations. We're going to leave this open, bid control. We're going to leave value rules open. Now, this is where you set your daily budget. Again, I cannot stress this enough because I have seen even the most expert ads people make this mistake, okay? If you are running 2 audiences, so this is just one audience. To make 2, you'd hit duplicate here, and then you'd create a second audience. If you're running 2 audiences and you only want to spend $20 a day, you're going to set this daily budget at $10 because you only want your ads to spend $20 a day, okay? Now let's say I'm just running one ad, one audience, $20 a day for the messaging campaign. My daily budget is $20. Now, It says you'll spend an average of $20 per day. Your maximum daily spend is 35. Your maximum weekly spend is 140. It goes up and down. It fluctuates. Okay. That's why with a budget, you can't be too strict with Meta because it can spend a little bit more. Now, what it's going to say, again, this is the AI, budget recommended based on similar businesses. Similar businesses typically spend around $25 per day and are able to get 13 conversations started. So you can apply this. That's fine. You can say, okay, fine. I want to run a budget of $25 a day to get that result. Sure, great, fine, whatever. Okay, if you want to stick with 20, you can also do that. Then you're going to click your start date. So this is like your schedule for when you want the ads to launch. So let's say I want the ads to launch on Friday at 10 a.m. Okay, and mine's Eastern Standard. And then you can set an end date or you can leave it open. I typically leave the ads open because I know when the ads are running and I'll just turn them off. Budget scheduling, you can turn that on or off. Basically, it says, you can increase your budget during specific days or times. So if you check this, basically you can do that. I never do budget scheduling. I just let my ads run when they're going to run. Okay. Okay. So here we're getting into like the nitty gritty of Advantage Plus. Okay. So you got your audience controls. Adjust audience controls to reflect legal or practical constraints only. Okay. We don't want any of this. Okay. Leave that alone. Same with this. Okay, now we're at Advantage Plus Audience. Our AI finds audiences for your ads. If you add an audience suggestion, you'll guide our AI towards people you think are likely to respond. So here's the problem with Advantage Plus and AI. Let's say, again, I am trying to reach people in Tampa, Florida, in this area, okay? And I'm like, you know what? Sure, let my Advantage Plus Audience run. Again, it could very well show your ads to somebody in California who is interested in medical spas, who's interested in microneedling, Botox, filler, whatever it is that you're offering, because their AI is saying, well, we have all this data on this person and they like med spas and they go to med spas based on their activity and and their pages they've liked and their content they've engaged with. So we're going to show them these ads. But that wastes your money. Now you're taking that $25 that you are wanting for conversations that are legitimate in Tampa and showing ads to people in California who then click on that ad, send you a message, and waste the money that you should be spending on people who are in Tampa, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit switch to original audience options. Now, this is where they trick you, okay? They're like, no, if you stay in the current setup, well, you're going to reach your audience. Meta system will deliver to others when it improves results. The potential outcome is up to 9.7% lower cost. Like, stay in it. That they are trying to dissuade you from not using their AI. The other thing is apply value rules with AI Plus On. Tell us how much certain audiences are worth to your business. Meta system will optimize for outcomes based on your rules. No, I don't care about either of those things. I'm going to choose further limit the reach of your ads. Again, they want it to seem negative. Only use audience controls when some people shouldn't see your ads. For example, because of legal, geographic, and business restrictions. That makes sense, okay? Hit continue. Okay, now we're gonna make sure that all of the AI is turned off. Okay, so again, let's set this up. So let's go here and say Tampa, Florida, just to follow the example that I was using. And because Tampa is massive, let's say we want 10 miles within Tampa, because again, if you have people Tampa, people aren't typically gonna travel bigger than, a certain range because of the traffic, okay? Now here's another example. So it gives you the estimated audience size, 4 million to 5 million or whatever. And it says reach people, more people likely to respond. This is another AI setting that you need to turn off. We will also reach people interested in your selected cities and regions in those countries, okay? No, turn it off, okay? Basically, they're telling you, oh yeah, we'll reach people interested in your selected cities and regions because they're interested in traveling to these locations. No, if you want people that are living in the area that'll be customers and return clients, we don't want to reach people that are traveling to Tampa, okay? Then you choose your ages. So again, let's say we want women 25 to 65 or women 25 to 55, 50, whatever. And then we'll change the gender to women. Advantage Plus detail targeting. I would not mess with this. we want an open audience, not people so heavily targeted by interest. Back when I first started running ads in 2013, there was a lot of focus on like basing your interests off of the ads that you were running, right? So for example, I ran ads for like a car dealership, and it was like a Chevy car dealership. So I would target people that are interested in Chevy. Okay. That makes sense, right? So, or people that are interested in like certain, I don't know, something like certain Chevy like models. Now, because the algorithm is so trained to show us content that we are interested in, so you'll know this if you doom scroll, right? If you're like on a doom scroll and you're in a certain mood, like you want to laugh, they're going to show you more content that is going to make you laugh, right? If you're in a mood to know what's going on in like the political realm, they're going to show you more politics, okay? Depending on your watch time, your retention time, they've been tracking like your eyes, how you engage, if you like it, if you comment, if you're reading the comments. They're taking all of that data into consideration, okay? In the same way with organic, they're doing the same with ads, okay? So they are going to show your ads to people who are most likely to respond, because they want people to have a positive experience on Meta and on Instagram, right? So if your ads are relevant to that audience, they're going to show your ads that are relevant to that audience, okay? If that makes sense. So this you can save, that audience you can save, and then ad transparency, you can leave that alone. Placements, okay, so this is another way that they like sneak AI in here. Advantage Plus placements. Your budget will be allocated by Meta's delivery system across multiple placements based on where it's likely to perform best. Now you want to hit edit placement controls and hit manual placements. Now, I prefer to do manual placements because, especially when it comes to like messaging ads, I just want the ads to be seen on Facebook Messenger and Instagram. I don't want them to be seen on the Audience Network because people aren't likely to respond on the Audience Network. They're not going to click message from just seeing ads on like a random website or like, an article they're reading or that. So just keep that in mind. You can keep them running on those platforms and like keep this Advantage Plus placements on. It's fine. But I'm just letting you know, if you want to turn that off, that's a way to turn it off. Now, if you notice, this campaign score, the more edits we make, is going down, okay? It'll say your campaign has room to improve. The reason it's saying that is because it wants you to use their AI, and it's giving you a poor score, essentially. Again, the algorithm thinks that they're smarter than you, okay? They think that they have more experience than a 12-year ad expert. And maybe they do, I don't know. But in my mind, this is how we've gotten the best results for our clients, okay? So then you've set all that up. This is kind of a lot. I feel like I'm like fire hosing all this information to you. Now let's say XYZ, med spa, let's say video ad. Now, because you've set a budget of $25 a day, you really only have enough budget for one ad, okay? One audience, one ad. Very straightforward. If you want to run multiple ads, I would up that budget, because you don't want your budget to be diluted across so many ads that you can't get any results. So let's say I run an ad for $30 and I have, or a budget with $30 and I have like 6 different ads. That's not enough budget to show me like what's going to perform best, okay? So your budget needs to reflect properly the number of audiences that you're targeting and the number of ads that you are running, okay? Again, all these nuances. So this is just because this is an old account. You're going to hit create ad. I would uncheck this. Basically, this is your ad can appear with other ads. No, I don't want my ad to appear with other ads. I want it to be the only ad. You can choose carousel, video, or image. Now, because I said video, I'm going to leave that. Setup creative, you're going to choose video ad. This is where you'd upload it. Now, Advantage Plus creation translation turned off. We want that off. We do not want Facebook turning my ads into like different languages if I'm only trying to reach people in a certain area in America, right? Now, if you are trying to reach people like Spanish speakers, sure, that's fine. But make sure this is turned off, okay? There are other, I'm trying to make sure there are other, I thought there were other Advantage Plus options. Now, if you're running an ad to like a website, there can be other Advantage Plus options here, so you need to be careful. I do want to show you something though. So let's say I'm running this, let's say I'm running let's just choose this. I want to show you what it does. So basically you're going to choose like XYZ. Let's just say test text. Okay. Headline, chat with us, send a message to book your 20% off. Okay. And the call to action is send a message. Now, enhancements. Okay. This is AI. What they're going to do is they're basically going to say, by using AI Creative, you agree to add creative generative AI terms. So what they can do is they can take your ad. I'm going to like turn this on and show you, and basically make it into whatever they want. So they can take your face and make it a cartoon. They can take, you know, your text and make it into like improve it, things like that. This is going to take a minute because they're like generating the AI. So it probably won't have an opportunity to show you what it's going to look like, unfortunately. I don't want to go on too long, but basically I turn all this off. I do not want Facebook or Instagram, Meta, whatever, changing my ads, especially if I have like a designer creating them, if I've created a video specifically for my audience that I know that they like, if I've gone viral and I know that this video has already done well and I want to use it in ads, do not let them enhance this with Advantage Plus creative enhancements. Okay, make sure all of these are turned off. And then next is the translation. Again, you already did this. Turn this off, hit done. Okay, so all of these are turned off. So these are, this is where you can add the primary text. These are all like the Advantage Plus things that you have to get around to make sure that you're targeting the right people. You're not wasting money on the wrong people, right? Your ad is running correctly with the right creative, the right copy, to the right speaking, like language speaking people, right? And then if you're doing a template, they'll give you like a suggested template. You'll have to edit that too. Okay. And you can save it here, save template name. Okay. That is the full step-by-step breakdown of how to turn off all Advantage Plus targeting, all Advantage Plus audiences, Advantage Plus settings, so that your ads run correctly, so that you can reach the right people, you can save your money on and spend it on the right people, right? You can see that return on ad spend, and that you don't get confused by all of these crazy meta settings. Let me know if this was helpful. If you want another step-by-step video like this, I absolutely can do it. Leave it in the comments. And if you need more help or you have more questions, like I said, leave it in the comments and subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon.